Hello Internet, this is Zachimus Prime, aka Zachimus Prime, bringing you another video review. Today we're going to be reviewing, I got the Bandai Real Grade Unicorn Gundam, and it is a kit that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, pretty much since I first learned about it, and picked it up the other day for at a shop in Seattle, and looking forward to building this. I'm going to do a review pretty much from the beginning, see how it is, get this open inside the box. There's your number of frames. We've got I don't know why it says A1. There's only one A frame, so A1. This is all internal frame stuff. The Perfect Grade Unicorn has got like a black light activated frame. And I wonder if this is made out of the same stuff. That being said, I wonder if the Master Grade was made out of the same stuff too. Here's the B frame. This is the system injection frame. It was cool because all of these pieces, they're on the sprue as one piece, but you can see it's made out of like two different types of plastic. So they mold the gray pieces and then put them in a mold for the second set of pieces. Really cool. The C frame is head parts, chest parts, antenna. D frame, here we've got shoulder, leg, skirt armor, shield. Not sure what that one is offhand. I think that's a leg piece. Leg pieces here. The E frame, E1 as it says. More leg pieces here. F frame. Now we start getting into, this is made out of ABS as it says here. And ABS is a slightly more flexible than the material that these are made out of. And this is what they call a self-lubricating plastic, which means it holds up to friction well and makes for smooth motion while still being tight. So a lot of the functional joints are going to be made out of that stuff here. Then we've got the H frame. It's interesting. Typically, with the Bandai models, the A frame is the one that's got the different colors of plastic on the one sprue. So I was kind of surprised to see the A frame on this being just normal stuff. Then we've got the I frame. This is all mostly weapons, shield parts. Here's parts for the beam magnum. The Unicorn Gundam has got, there's beam sabers there. Last but not least, comes with a big old set of stickers. Some gloss ones there, metallic. And these aren't dry transfers either. These are straight up just stickers. So, Unicorn, gonna get building with it. Last but not least, we've got the instruction here. The instructions, so they're all technically in Japanese, more or less. But it's all super clear and super easy to understand. It's interesting, when Gundam was huge in America, back in the 90s, or no, I guess it was the early 2000s, the early aughts, they did this thing where they had like the Gundam wing models and whatnot, and they would come out and it would have a set of Japanese instructions, which was literally just the instruction booklet. And then it would have a set of English instructions, which is precisely the exact same thing, except anywhere that there was Japanese text, they just blank it out entirely. So the real Grade Unicorn Gundam, the English instructions were the same text, just with no text on them. But it wasn't that bad. Some pictures of the it was the product actually itself. You can see it in its unicorn easier to put together than the Master Grade was. Destroy Master Grade Unicorn. we'll get into that in a little bit.
I have not built the
yeah,
perfect grade unicorn, though I really want to. So I can't really comment on that, but like this kit really went together quite easily. It was not difficult. I haven't put all the decals on it yet because there's about 1 million decals. I did take the time to panel line it just because I like making all those details pop. And that was something that didn't really take much in terms of extra work. Just threw a wash on it with a Copic marker, and then wipe the excess off with an alcohol, rubbing alcohol cotton swab. And so, but yeah, Hajime Katoki has always been one of my favorite mecha designers, and the Unicorn Gundam just exemplifies that. I know that with the Real Grid line, they've got this thing about having different shades of color, and I don't know that I really like that on this kit. I think that the stark white of the unit is really its defining feature. And you can see they use a couple different shades of blue for in the toe and in the backpack. But the different shades of white are far more subtle here than they are on the other real grades that I've bought that have some strikingly different shades of white on them. But it's very very nice. Like, everything fits together really well. Everything just looks great, feels great. There are some joints that I think are maybe a little too tight. But all in all, I don't think that's really that big of an issue. In terms of accessories, it comes with your standard basic beam magnum. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say, so I do intend on putting all the stickers on there, but like I said, there's like 1 million of them, and I just haven't had the time to do that yet. And so instead of waiting around to film the rest of this one, I did have time. Who knows how long that would take. I just figured I'd throw it out there. And if anybody's interested, I can do a follow-up video when I've got the decals on, just show it off real quick. But I did, there are a couple of decals that they suggest you put together while you're building it. And that's going to be these ones on the elbow because they're nigh unto inaccessible once you put it together. And same with, there's these little stickers. Oh gosh, you can't even see them. There's a little sticker inside that, on the inside of that flap, that gets put on while you're building it because, again, nigh unto impossible to put onto once it's all put together. There's a sticker for the eyes, and I put the one for the Gundam mode, for the destroy mode, on. I did not put the one on for the unicorn mode because I think that clear green, because that piece is molded in clear green, and I think that it looks just perfect the way it is. The same goes with the you can see the camera on the back, and there's one on the front. Let me split that real quick. Right in there, there's stickers for that, which I didn't put on because I felt that green popped just fine. There are stickers for the you can see it just a little bit in there. For the optics on the guns, I did put those in. So I'll have them all in eventually. The beam magnum is just your standard run-of-the-mill beam magnum. You can extend it out and pull out the ammo clip. There are no additional ammo clips for this. It would have been nice if they had, one that was in the gun and then one that you stuck, on the back. Because right up here, there's this handle here that you can grab it by, and then that has got a clip that you can clip into. I guess it probably goes this way. You can clip onto his back skirt. Same with the hyper bazooka. It will clip onto his back skirt. Yeah. and they'll just hang out there. But there are no duplicates of either of these, so what you see here is what you get with that. By the way, I'm kind of hiding this purposely in the middle of my video, so if anybody's like looking forward to skipping through the video, haha, sucker. But I'm doing a giveaway. If anybody is interested in a digital copy of Star Wars: The Last Jedi, I'm giving this away. And so all you have to do is, it's a super easy process. First of all, you need to be subscribed to my channel, because I'm announcing it on the 24th of April who's going to get it. Second of all, since I am looking forward to growing my channel, in order to have basically an entry for doing this, you need to have a friend subscribe to the channel, and then they need to tell me who it was that referred them. So you need to be subscribed. You need to get a friend to subscribe, and then the friend basically does your entry for you, tells me who it was that subscribed them. And then all those names are going to go in a pool, and one of them is going to get drawn, and you're going to see what's underneath this tape. It's a code. Couple little stipulations. You can't refer each other. Like, you know, Steve can't say, oh yeah, John referred me to your channel, and then John say, oh yeah, Steve referred me to your channel. No, it's got to be, you can't refer somebody who referred you, right? You got to refer somebody else. If your friend that you invite to the channel also wants a shot at this, they just do the same thing. Have a friend of theirs subscribe to the channel and let me know who it was that referred them. And yeah, I've only got one of these guys, and I'm going to give it away. Anyhow, back to the review. So, he comes with the beam magnum. The beam magnum, it'll go onto, he's got a set of gun hands. This is for the right hand, left hand. And you just split this apart here. Plug that into the handle there. And close that up. Then you just pull this off, the standard ball joint stuff here. Plug that in. And now he's got the beam magnum. He also comes with a set of open hands. So if you wanted to just be like that, he's got some open hands for that. Maybe he's like juking a move or like dodging something. He comes with a hyper bazooka. The hyper bazooka, again, is what you would consider to be a fully functional hyper bazooka, and that it's got your little handle here. It extends out. This part extends out, and you can throw in the hyper bazooka clip. Now, that being said, this clip does not stay very well at all. It's actually, minor though it may be, and yes, it is pretty minor. That's actually my biggest disappointment in this model, is that this thing would have been really easy to, like, I don't know, make that peg a little bit bigger and have it like fit into that slot properly. Instead, that really only acts as like an alignment thing, or like maybe done something to tighten up this so that it like grips it better. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it works, and it works well. And shoot, I'll show you guys how it works. We'll just take his hand off here and open it. No. Open it back up. Pull this off. Put that on. Put that back. It fell off again. Put that in. Big ol' hyper bazooka. Let's get his other hand swapped out. Have him doing like a two-handed pose on this. He does have like a fair range of butterfly joint movement here, which is great. It really makes... that clip fell out again. Like I said, now you know why I feel the way I feel. Really? Did that not go out? I know that didn't really sound like English, but it's because it wasn't. I haven't... I really just got this together just the other day, and I've been playing with it, but I don't normally pose them with bazookas. So I'm trying to figure out how this is supposed to go. It feels like it's supposed to go into that. There's a slot in the handle, but it's not, it's like a decorative slot. It doesn't look like a functional slot. But let's see if it needs this to be around it like that. Well, now it seems to attach just fine. Put the clip back in. Freaking clip. So yeah, Hyper Bazooka. It's not bad. Not bad at all. He also comes with a pair of beam sabers. Oh, actually, he technically comes with 4 beam sabers because he's got the 2 here and he's got the 2 here, and those just attach using the same hands. They don't have a specific beam saber set of hands. Also, this is the first real grade model I've put together that doesn't come with a set of posable hands, which, to be perfectly honest, I am not disappointed by, because the posable hands have actually always been my least favorite thing about these little kits. I mean, like, I think posable hands are cool. When the Perfect Grade first came out, like 1990 something, and I was like, oh my gosh, and that was awesome, and I loved it a lot. And I thought that the posable hands was like one of the coolest things I'd seen like in my life. But with these little real grade kits, they don't really work out so great, I found, on pretty much none of the ones that I've built. And so I've appreciated that in recent years they have, because the first few releases were just straight up like, hey, we got your posable hands, now you can do everything with one set of hands, are you happy? Yay. I mean, they also come with a set of fists, but the later releases have come with like the high grade style, you know, posed hands, and I really like that. It really works out well. But yeah, so he's got beam sabers. The beam saber is just your standard beam saber effect. I think it's actually even the same sprue that most of the high grades use. Well, let's get this put back away. Oh, he's falling over again. And we'll get down to transformation because he will mode shift happily. Oh, and I forgot to mention, oh no, I don't have the shield on me. I need that shield. Hold that thought. Be right back. Okay, so here's the shield. The shield has got 2 little places on this bracket where it will attach onto. It'll attach onto the back of the arm, like so, which is kind of odd because I don't recall that we've ever seen it attached to the back of the arm, but I know that some people really like doing that. And then it'll attach to the side of the arm, which is the standard configuration for that. The bracket, the shield bracket is also, it slides up and down on this little thingamajig. I'm not sure exactly why. I think that so the shield extends out when it's in the unit, it was in the destroy mode, and I think that this serves to kind of balance out the shift in where it sits, because it'll automatically sit lower, and so if you it'll sit on the arm differently when it's in a different configuration. So I think maybe that's just for aesthetics. I don't know. I forgot to mention, by the way, really quick, you can pull out this little tab here on the beam magnum, and this will attach onto his backpack, which I never thought that was the best place for the gun, because it also comes with this little tab right here that will allow it to sit on the back of the arm, which I felt was a better position, though again, I can't imagine how that's very convenient. And then furthermore, the Hyper Bazooka has got a clip here that it will also attach onto the back in that same slot, and just like stick hella far out while he's running around with a bazooka attached to the back. Again, I don't really feel that that's really the most convenient way to store a large weapon. I think that the way that they use it on the ARC 78-2 and the ARC 178 Mark II, where it's like this way is across the back, I felt that that was a little more convenient, but I mean, what do I know? I have never actually designed the giant robot. Anyhow, so that's all of his accessories. Let's get him mode shifted up. So to do this, you need to take the backpack off. Parts forming, I know, it's terrible. I'm just going to start at the feet and work my way up, because that's how it happened in the anime, right? I'm going to try and do this as solidly as I can. There are some things that are easier to do if you take the parts off, like these ones here. I'm pretty certain these pieces are supposed to come off, because you can get those and move those down, but I mean, this is basically off already. So I'll pull those. This part is going to move up like that. This part is going to move up like that. The heel is going to come down. The toe is going to bend out. And then we're going to reattach these in their proper configuration. All right, and then we're going to open up this right here, and this right here, and this is going to slide down gently and then close back up. There's a series of, you can see these two little tabs in there, and that'll expose some of the hyperframe around the leg. The knee is going to go like so. This is the only part of the model where I really have any issues with parts falling off. This part right here likes to fall off sometimes, and this part right here likes to fall off sometimes. But we're going to open that up, and then we're going to open this up, and we're going to kind of grip this up at the top and pull on this. You got to pull on this to make this part extend out. That's literally how it's supposed to be done. I try to be gentle about it, though, because I envision like ripping on this and having this whole module come off sometime. That's the only part of this transformation that's actually scary to me, is just trying to be gentle with that. Then this will come back in and just kind of fill in that gap there in the knee. Next, we're going to come up here to the thigh. We're going to pull on this panel right here. I'm going to kind of get the skirts out of the way. Pull on this panel to rotate it out. It'll rotate out a little bit. Whoa. Also, sometimes maybe come apart. And then extend out and close back up. All right. And that is a leg basically transformed into destroy mode. Let's do the same with the other side. Heel, toe, move this around. Get the other side. Put this up. Put this up. Push it all back together. I do like how like everything has got little tabs on it. Like you can get a good grip on everything. Nothing's like super obnoxious. You don't need any special tools for anything. Like everything works really, really, really well. Like, I mean, this is the best. This is the best unicorn mode shift I've ever done. Because I remember the master grade one is just kind of a pain in the ass. Again, I haven't done the perfect grade unicorn, but I do have a little bit of experience with the HCM Pro, this scale unicorn, and gosh, that one was also kind of a pain in the ass and really part swappy. So pull this out, extend it down, click it back together. Alrighty. So now we're going on to the skirt armor. For the front skirt armor, you're going to just like kind of hook and pull this up and slide this out, and that's that. Pull it up, slide it out. For this part, we're going to open this section here, and then we're going to raise this section here, and that's that section right there, which shall go unnamed. For this one, we're going to just kind of pull on the bottom of the skirt, and that'll slide open. It just kind of goes like that, exposing an extra thruster under there. Pull on the side of the skirt. Oh, come on. Don't jam up on me. There we go. Alrighty. Now to the back. This is why we needed to take this off, take off the backpack. We're going to lift up this panel right here, this little tab. We're going to pull the torso up slightly and then close this back up. And then coming around to the front, we're going to grab the arms and kind of extend it out. This will extend out the chest. And then, again, with little tabs, there's great little tabs in here, raise up the shoulder Vulcans. And that's that. By the way, these are going to move around a lot as you move it. That's completely okay. By the way, I forgot to mention, he does have an opening cockpit here. Which will allow you to, there's a tiny little cockpit detail inside there. No figure though, but you know, whatevers. For the head, we're going to take this off for this transformation. The head doesn't stay on as well as I hoped it would, but it stays on fairly well. It doesn't have a lot of side-to-side motion. You're going to take these off completely, open up these here, and you can either just spin this around or you can take it off and turn it around. I kind of like to take it off because I'm worried about, I've got a sticker on the eyes, and I'm worried about that coming, like scraping up against something on the inside. There's little tabs on these cycle frame parts that go into the side of the inner head, and they will align that for you. We took this off in this configuration here with that little trapezoidal part facing forward. We're going to rotate it around and put it back on and drop his head. Open up the V-fin. By the way, he does come with an extra 2 V-fins. If for some reason you feel like either this doesn't align well, like so, or if you feel that it's too thick, or if you can like if you feel like it's not really like coming together as tight as it should, and you feel like you can see the stickers through there, you can get just the unicorn fin all by its lonesome, or just the open V fin all by its lonesome, and it doesn't transform. I like to have the functionality, so I'm doing it. I put the stickers on here. I tried to find one of those. They make those like chrome markers that I hear are like super awesome. I tried to find a gold chrome marker in my local stores, but no dice there. So for the arm, we're going to take this and open up this panel here, extend out this part here. That comes out, this comes forward, and then this closes back up. Again, open this, extend, close. It makes nice little clicky noises as it does that, and it feels great. It's a good feeling transformation there. For the shoulder, we're going to open this up. We're going to take this. I like to keep my thumb and finger here to just kind of keep this section aligned, and then pull on this till it comes all the way around. That'll keep this section more or less aligned, because this is supposed to just come straight out. Then this will close into that section there. Line this up. These are supposed to be more parallel, but I've never really been able to get them to do that. So I just schooled myself to not really worry about it. If I can give a complaint about the transformation, I think that's probably the biggest one, because I mean, sure, there's a couple parts that like to be fiddly when you mode shift, but like you can put them back on and it doesn't affect the aesthetics of it. Whereas this is something that you can definitely see it in the destroy mode. Hey, those aren't parallel like they should be. Oh yeah, and the chest vents here. Ka-ching. For the backpack, I have not forgotten about you, backpack. I'm going to take these, we're going to move these up halfway, rotate them out, and move them up the rest of the way. There's, again, with the little tab section right here, open that up, and then open up these sections here to reveal additional rockets or boosters. And stick that back on the back. For the shield, we're just going to pull this out. It slides out quite smoothly. Extend these out into their destroy configuration and stick it back on his arm. And there is the Unicorn Gundam in his destroy mode, and it looks really good. Just everything just looks great. These don't like to stay open, but I have yet to find a mode shifting figure where those back skirts like to stay open. It's pretty much impossible, I think. Now, I didn't go into posability because I kind of forgot it. But I can tell you that posability, remarkably enough, is exactly the same in destroy mode and unicorn mode. Well, more or less the same. There's a little bit more. This part, when it's down on the angles, hinders the ankle movement a bit more than it does in destroy mode. But other than that, it's all basically the same. So we've got a good range of motion in the ankles. Forward and back. That's a little bit obnoxious. I'm gonna have to deal with that later. There's apparently a section in the foot that likes to pop out when you're moving the foot around. That's a bad juju. Everything has got its quirks. The knee joint is basically double jointed, and you have a full range of articulation here, and it's a lot. Like, I mean, the transformation doesn't hinder this, which is fantastic because as I recall, the master grade, uh the uh the high grade, both high grades, and even the earlier Robot Damashi figures all had like uh significantly reduced articulation in the knees. But this is like, it's pretty full articulation. The skirt armors are on these like little double ball joints, so his leg will kick forward quite a bit. It'll go backwards quite a bit. He's got, ooh, that's not something that I've noticed before. Apparently his leg likes to come apart. He's got the full Van Damme of spread in the legs. Let's get that back into position. Keep in mind, remember guys, this is a model, not necessarily an action figure, despite what Bandai will tell you. You aren't really building an action figure, you are building a model, and so always be sure to handle it delicately. He's got full waist articulation. He's got a little bit of crunch in the torso, but I don't know that it's meant to be intentional crunch or if it's just because of the part separation there. His arms are really stiff, but they're on a hinge that goes around here, and we'll go all the way around. His shoulder joint goes all the way out. He's got a bicep swivel here. Now keep in mind that rotation around the coming out and the swivel, those are all on the system injected sprue parts, where the whole joint structure is actually one part that's been system molded. And so that's tight. It's really tight. It feels really tight, like maybe tighter than it needs to be. So be careful with that, because otherwise, you may pop off parts. Like I popped off the shoulder panel just a bit while I was rotating around. You live with it, you deal with it. Double joint in the elbows, and full ball joint posability in. You can take this out and it will swivel just fine. But if you've got the joint pulled out more towards the end, then you get like a big range on the you get a big range on the ball joint there. And this is part of the reason why I was leery about reviewing models. I don't know, my days of reviewing models may be over. I haven't decided yet. Head articulation will rotate quite nicely. It is, so there's a ball socket here, but there's not a ball socket here. It's just like a cylindrical hole. And so you don't really have any tilt to the head, front and back or side to side, really. Certainly not on side to side. Front and back, there's a joint down farther in the neck that will facilitate that a bit. But if you move his head much, it is liable to just pop off like that. Not a big problem, but you got to keep in mind, models are primarily for display. So remember that. But yes, this model is beautiful. It is gorgeous. I love it a lot. This is one of the favorite models that I've built in a long time. This is easily the best real grade model that I've built. I've built a few of them. I don't remember them all off the top of my head. I've built a few real grade models, and I found them all to be fairly fiddly. And I guess in some degrees, this is no exception to that, because it has like that full psycho frame transformation. But I don't think that it's more fiddly than you'd expect it to be. I mean, like when I built the real grade Zeta Gundam, the real grade Zeta Gundam turned out to be more fiddly than I expected it to be, because everything on it shifts and everything on it transforms and whatnot. and it just makes it so that the model as a whole doesn't have a lot of solidarity. So when you move everything, like everything moves, and you're constantly putting things back into position. You get a bit of that with this, but it's not as bad. Not nearly as bad. Even though, yeah, everything moves on this, you don't get the whole like complete disassembly with emotion kind of a thing. It's a great figure. It's a great model. I dig it a lot. I actually heartily recommend it to anybody who is a fan of Unicorn Gundam, or anybody who's a fan of the Real Grade line, or anybody who just wants to have something that you can put together and like. I mean, I've got 4 Robot Damashi Unicorn Gundams. 4 of them, 5 if you count my Banshee. I need to get more actually. And this has a display value that none of them have, because it's a model, because you've put it together, because you've worked hard on it, and you do all the things to make it look nice. Like a Robot Damashi, unless you really do some like crazy customization, is never going to have the display function, the display ability of a model. So models have their place. They're excellent. I know most of what I review in here is like Transformers and toys and whatnot. And so like this kind of goes into a different genre than maybe some of my viewers are used to. But if you want something and you want to display it and you want it to look nice, like you cannot beat a model at all. And this model is a really, really good model. I like it. I dig it. I fully recommend it. But anyhow, everybody, thanks for watching. This is, we'll just call it Gundam Week. It's the first day of Gundam Week. Have a great one, guys. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Be good to each other. See ya.